I know how I felt 3 months off Instagram, and it's not even that profound. But what you did is big. I don't know anyone who's ever done something like this.
Well, it's going to be 10 years in November this year. So I describe it as feeling like an alien
Yeah.
because you're so disconnected from the feeling at the time is that first you start recognizing that you disconnect from the social interactions that are around stories that have nothing to do with your immediacy. And that in different places in the world through my travels, I've understood is different. I feel that in my sort of like educated, I don't know, cosmopolitan circle of my Montreal crowd, it was a big disconnect because that is what you talk about when you go for dinner. That is what you talk about when you interact with your friends. Again, pop culture is such a big anchor of Canadian identity. For me, the personal realization was just like, I think I need to strip this so that I can see what is my own story, because
Yeah.
let's go back to the fact that I had no idea what to do with my life. So my personal journey was just like, what am I going to do? And how do I know that what I want to do is really what I want to do, or if it's just something that's been fed to me, that the thing that I need a job, I need to do
Yeah.
this, I need to escalate. 10 years, that was 2 years into it. 10 years today, I feel completely disconnected from the collective narratives, but I've become more comfortable. The issues in Canada that I had of not being able to have conversation over dinner or be the one that is always kind of like not talking about that stuff. Today, I'm very anchored in it. It's not a problem anymore. At the beginning, those 2 years in Canada was, of course, like challenging.
Do you think it'd be like you live in Bali now?
Hmm.
Do you think you'd feel differently if you were still in Canada sitting around dinner tables here or, in anywhere in North America, really? When everyone starts talking about the latest season of Love is Blind and all these reality shows and what people are doing on Netflix and now the dozen other streaming networks.
I think so, but I've learned to, I mean, it definitely helps that you're in a place. So I live in Asia. Another really big realization of this is that different areas of the world, I mean, in Asia, nobody talks about Trump here, for example, or like American policy or clearly like media. It's not a connecting thread.
Mhm.
What media does is it creates a localized story that people can tap into and creates a sense of belonging. Again, for me, it's synthetic. It's not actually your sense of belonging needs to come from your vibrational experience. So in Asia, they have their own other bubble for their own stories. So yes, it does help to be in a place where I don't need to connect with this because those are not the connecting threads for them here. They
Yeah,
have their own and I can't tap into those, right? So you
right.
do end up being isolated. But I have to say that I am able to actually, and I think anybody can do this, you can disconnect from everything and still be in community,
Yes.
because the main important part here is like I don't have any judgment whatsoever for whatever you consume and however your ideas are built. So I've never lost friends. It's not like I just went into this like, oh, I went to a cave because I decided to be completely self-sufficient and off the grid and off of everything, and then I just kind of created my own little bubble. And if you're watching the news, you're stupid. Like that's not at all my rhetoric at all. It's just I just choose sovereignty within what I can control. And I choose sovereignty of my mental space, my heart space, and how I interact with this. But I still participate. I can go to the dinner with my friends. And this is the thing that I have today. I can sit down and I can participate in that conversation. I can observe it, but I don't have to emotionally engage with it. It's a choice. I observe, like if you're telling me a life story, of course I don't mind
Yeah.
that you mention Netflix and you talk about the latest thing, whatever is happening in the world. I just don't interact. So I don't have the same assumptions. The
Mm.
pandemic, sorry for the word, but that was kind of like an interesting one. That's a narrative that was like the whole world had a narrative and I had zero narrative, I had zero interaction with that. So my choices were very much my own. And I navigated the entire time, never consuming what the narrative or what people had to, right? Or felt
Hmm.
like they had to. So you can distance and
Yeah.
still participate in the world. It's not like you will not die if you stop.